Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final round of the AFL, round 24 tips. Who am I going to tip in this decisive round? Now, this season, I have come up, as the rounds have progressed, with a rule of thumb, which is at least 3 upsets, okay? And this round, my oh my, we have got some fantastic games. There's only really 4 games of note, especially for that top 8 battle. Unless Richmond beat Gold Coast and Hawthorn dominate North Melbourne. And then the bottom of the ladder could be a little bit interesting. But we're going to go for a few upsets, is what I'm getting at here. And yeah, let's start off with Melbourne and Collingwood at the MCG. Melbourne coming off a stellar performance, but I have to tip Collingwood. They're the favourites, and I think Collingwood, not only do they have some sort of hoodoo against Melbourne, they always beat Melbourne. Melbourne, I just feel like the team's just got nothing left in them, and I think Collingwood would want to win at the G one last time. And, you know, technically speaking, they can still make the finals. Very, very unlikely. Almost, if you simulated this next weekend 100 times, let's say there are 100 different universes with the exact same world we are in, with this exact same fixture coming up, only one time would you see Collingwood dominate Melbourne to get the percentage, and you would see Fremantle and one of Carlton, Hawthorn, and they want Carlton or Hawthorn to lose because the Dogs' percentage is too good. Moving on to Gold Coast. If you take on West Coast at GMHBA, Gold Coast, Geelong are going to win. Basically, Geelong at home against West Coast are too strong. I'm not going for an upset there either. Simple tip there. Richmond take on Gold Coast at the MCG. This is my first of many upsets. I'm going to go with a Richmond victory. I think at home, it's our one last hurrah to give the fans something to cheer for. Realistically, this isn't going to change our position on the ladder, so we can still get the number 1 draft pick even if we win. And I just feel like the boys will be thinking, you know what? Dimmer left us. Let's prove him wrong. Not much really basis behind that other than that. Gold Coast are obviously the better team. They don't have anything to play for. They can't make finals. Neither can us. But I am going to be going with Richmond there. Hawthorn take on North Melbourne in Tassie. Hawthorn get the victory. They're just insanely good right now. North Melbourne are pretty bad. And I think this screams a pretty big upset. I did say Hawthorn would win by 100 points against Richmond last week. They won by 63. I think this could be an 100-point victory again. 70 to 100 points. It's going to be a domination. And Hawthorn get the job done against North Melbourne. Pretty simple there. Brisbane take on Essendon at the Gabba. Brisbane win. Essendon's season's done. Dejected. This could be a pretty ugly result. I think this is a massively important match for Essendon, because if they... Look, they've obviously done their fans proud, but also slightly disappointing them. The fact they're in the finals all year long and they've dropped out now, they can't make it. It would be a horrible way to end the season if they were to get dominated by 50-plus points against Brisbane. And I think there's a possibility. Brisbane have played continuously fantastic football over the last weeks. Their accuracy in recent hasn't been amazing, hence some poor results. But there's no doubt about it. I think Brisbane win this match, and I can't be going for an upset there either. Sydney take on Adelaide at the SCG. I've only gone with home teams so far. Yeah, realistically, I have to go with Sydney. I have to. Sydney have not wrapped up top 2 spot yet. If the Giants and Port Adelaide get hefty wins against their opponents, and Sydney get a hefty loss against Adelaide, they can miss out of the top 2. Subsequently, they don't get that home final in the first week of finals. I don't think I'm going to be able to tip 3 upset games here, because I'm looking at the rest of the games, and maybe I will. We'll talk about it later. But I'm going to go with Sydney against Adelaide at the SCG to win. The Dogs take on GWS is one of the great... The end of this round, the fixtures are phenomenal. The Dogs are favourites. Jeez. Okay. The Dogs take on GWS, the Carlton take on St Kilda, and the Fremantle Football Club take on Port Adelaide. Those are the last 3 matches that are the most decisive for the top 8 battle. You know, the Dogs lose, they could miss out. Carlton lose, they miss out. Freo win. You know, even Port Adelaide, they've got a spot for the top 4 on offer. They might... Well, actually, Geelong's the only team that can't finish in the top 4. But Port Adelaide, if they win this game, they're almost, you know, they're more or less kind of guaranteed top 2, depending on how much... Look, percentages and everything comes into play here. I'm going to tip one upset from these last 3 matches because I think, generally speaking, when a match means something, the team that needs it generally will win, which makes me think I want to say the Dogs, Carlton and Fremantle all win those matches. But obviously that's not how it works. And just to tip an upset to stay synonymous with this round, we're going to be going for one away team to win here. I think this is really interesting because I could see the Giants beating the Dogs. It's a rivalry match. The Giants, to get top 2 spot, could overtake Port Adelaide. I'm going to go with the Giants winning against the Dogs. I'm going to go with the Carlton victory against St Kilda. And I'm going to go with... I'll go with Fremantle victory against Port. But that means the Dogs miss out on finals, so I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. But we're going to go with the Dogs beating Giants. We're going to go with the Giants beating the Dogs. Carlton beating St Kilda and Fremantle beating Port Adelaide. Do I believe it? Not really. I honestly think the Dogs will win, but let's go with an upset. Fuck it. They're my tips. That is it. That's the last tips you'll ever see from me. Maybe I'll watch back all these tips and see how many I get right overall. I think my average is pretty bad, like 5 out of 9. That's not great. Over 50%. But thanks for watching. See you later.